I've talked to like a lot of older gentlemen, and I looked at a lot of older dudes and tried to see like, where did they go wrong? And I noticed that a lot of dudes went wrong in their life by like not accomplishing their goals and dreams by dealing with women, bro.
All these things are again are this notion that if I can control how she thinks, then I can control her. And the more contact she has outside of me, the less likely I'm going to be able to maintain that control.
We know about dudes that be like, oh, she fine, I might have to put a baby in her or something like that.
He is just saying he doesn't want a woman that is independent. He wants a woman that is codependent. That's what he's saying. He's
one thing that I just will never be able to tolerate is when men like say stuff that I know. Basically, when men steal stories from women and then try to turn them around and act like, like, oh, this is what men are going through or whatever, but really they are things that women predominantly go through. I won't ever let that slide, because what that does, when every single time we let one of those stories slide and we give credence to it, essentially what you're doing is you're removing accountability and the responsibility of the man's actions. But I mean, men in general, we are removing the accountability from the men, because that's the whole reason why men try to do it goes both ways, right? Like that's where the whole both ways bandits come into play. Once it goes both ways, then it's everybody's problem. Once it goes both ways, it's everybody's problem. It's not about let's actually address the issue. It's about, well, we're both fucked up, so who are you to judge me, and who am I to judge you? Let's just stay stuck. But in reality, it is really the men. Like men are the problem. Like men perpetuate the problems. The problem is the patriarchy. The problem is misogyny. The problem is the toxic ideologies. Men are just the vessel in which these ideologies get exercised in the physical form, right? That's the way I think, I like to think about it. But anyways, so every single time I hear a man like say something and my ears like prick up and I'm like, what? That is not that is not what is happening. I have to address it. I can't help it.
It's crazy because as I got older, me from working jobs to me boxing, me growing up in the hood, I've talked to like a lot of older gentlemen, and I looked at a lot of older dudes and tried to see like, where did they go wrong? And I noticed that a lot of dudes went wrong in their life by like not accomplishing their goals and dreams by dealing with women, bro. And what I mean by that is that I didn't talk to a lot of dudes and they said, oh, they was doing this, they had this going for themselves, but they started talking to this girl, she ended up, convincing them to move to like another state where they not from. She told them to stop doing this, they had a baby, this is not happening. And it's just like, me personally, I don't know if I could let a woman, stop me from just chasing my goals. You feel me? I get it. That's the way of life. We all gonna, eventually start a family, get with the girl we love. You feel me? Nothing wrong with that, but it's just like, I see a lot of dudes went wrong with that. You feel me? And that's just something I can't advocate, you feel me? Because I feel like at the end of the day, we all in control of our own lives, you feel me? What do I look like sitting back 20 years from now saying like, I would have been, as big as Javante and Floyd Mayweather, but I was talking to this girl and I stopped boxing, or I stopped doing this, or I stopped doing TikToks and shit like that. Like, what do I look like, you feel me? And I notice a lot of niggas be having these like, woe is me stories or shoulda, coulda, woulda stories, you feel me? And I just don't understand that, you feel me? That just couldn't be me, you feel me?
Man, you say you feel me a lot. But anyways, no, I don't feel you, because if you have met a lot of men that are blaming women for this, then you just met a lot of lying ass men. Because what you just said was his story that he's saying a lot of men are sharing with him is they are saying that they could have been more successful, right? But they got with the woman, and the woman convinced them to leave, to move to a random city, to get her pregnant, to impregnate her. Not like, do you listen to the story? So isolating him, and then baby trapping him essentially, right? You're telling me that you heard that and you didn't go, wait, why? A woman did that to you? Why did you just leave? Because you could just leave as a man, you can just leave. It ain't like these men. And the reason why I say that is because if you talk to those men, it ain't like they stayed. It ain't like they're still married to the woman. It ain't like they got custody of the kids, even if they like. So you ruined the relate. Also, ask them, why aren't you with that woman anymore? Then, like, what happened? Okay, cool. She convinced you. She isolated you. She baby trapped you, whatever. But why did y'all end up breaking up? Oh, you cheated? Oh, you beat it? Oh, you beat her? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, she left you, but okay, cool. What woman, what woman, when you think about what he's describing, he is describing narcissistic abuse, essentially, right? I know he don't know it because he's a narc probably. But anyway, so he's describing narcissistic abuse. So essentially what men will do is they'll isolate their partners, right? Take them away from their support groups, and then they'll mistreat them, fuck their brains all up, gaslight them, manipulate them, right? You're telling me that that is the story of a lot of men, like a lot of men have gone through that? Please. This is the real story. This is what really happened, sir. I hope you watch, I hope this video, these videos tend to find the people who they supposed to find. So that's why I don't even be stitching, even be putting their names and tagging them and shit. It seems to find them all the time because they slide in my comments, my DMs, and try to get me to take down a video and shit all the time.
Listen to men talk about isolating their partners. There's a lot of ways that they talk about going about this particular tactic. The ultimate goal is to keep her from hearing voices other than his. So he's got this way he wants her to think. He's got this way he wants her to feel, things he wants her to do. If she comes in contact with members of her family, her friends, they'll have other ideas about what she should be doing. And he doesn't want those ideas in her head. He wants his ideas in her head. So he finds ways of isolating her. So it might be something as subtle as creating an argument every time she wants to go out and see her family or friends, so that it gets to the point where it's just so hard to even go out that I just quit. I'll just stay in because I don't need another argument. I don't need a bunch of yelling. I don't need something broken. I don't need to be threatened. I'll just stay home.
That's one version of the isolation. Right? That's a part of it. That's what it looks like. But listen to these next parts and tell me this is not exactly what this dude was describing, talking about this is what women do to men.
Submit to avoid the consequence. It could be something like checking her cell phone. So she doesn't have any privacy. So her Facebook account, her email, her phone, she has to give him all the passwords so that he can look and make sure she's not talking to anybody who he doesn't approve of. It can be something as severe as literally making her move away from friends and family.
It could be something as severe as making her move away from friends and family. Remember, that's what he said, that the women are making men. This is what the men were claiming, the stories he was believing from these stupid ass men that he probably never heard from a man. He just made it up. But anyways, she convinced him to move away from his family. Why? For what reason? Usually, just so we are clear, there are a few ways that men convince women to move away from their families. There's two ways that I've seen. One of them is he claims he has to find work in another state. That's usually what it is. He's the breadwinner. Oh, I can't find any work in Georgia. Let's move to Texas. Can't find any work in Texas. Let's move to Nebraska, right? That's one way. Number two, very common. He has been treating her so bad. He convinces her they just need a break. They just need to get out of wherever they are. That's the thing that's causing all of these problems. It's their hometown. It's whatever city they're in. We got to get out of here. That's how men typically isolate women from their families and from their support groups. Those two ways. If y'all are going to sit here and tell me This is what I want you to do. Do you see how it was fairly easy for me to find this? I knew what to look for. Don't get me wrong. But it was fairly easy for me to find this. A man who talks to abusers for a living, he's giving you a recollection of what abusers have said about how they treat women, about how they isolate women, and how they abuse women, right? Now, men, if you believe that women are doing this to men and you believe it goes both ways, I always throw this out there, find the source. Where is it at? If you only hear men telling you it's happening, don't believe it. Don't believe it, because it's a man talking about what men do. This ain't a man talking about what his woman did. This ain't a man talking about what he heard from another man. This is a man giving secondhand accounts of what men told him directly, what they did to the women. I'll even take that. Where are all these women that talk about how they've isolated their men away from their support groups? Show it to me.
Move into the country where there's only one vehicle and he's the one who uses it. So literally, not only is she socially isolated from her friends and family, but she's physically isolated, so she can't get to them when he's not around. He'll even take the phone with him so that she doesn't have a phone to even use to call when he's gone. All these things are this notion that if I can control how she thinks, then I can control her. And the more contact she has outside of me, the less likely I'm going to be able to maintain that control. One of the beliefs that drive isolation is that you're mine. You have to do what I want you to do because I own you. And it's interesting to talk to men about how they get this notion of ownership. Different men have different lines for it. So one guy might say, it's when she got pregnant. Another guy might say, it's when I got married to her. Another man might say, it's when she moved away from her family with me. They all have this different line that now she's mine. But once she's mine, now I get to control how she thinks, how she feels, and how she acts. And the best way to do that is to isolate her from anybody but me.
Okay. I couldn't have said it better myself. Because guess who said it? The men that isolate and abuse women. Now, we got the isolation part down. He said something in there. He talked about, when they get pregnant, this is a huge reason why abuse starts to happen when a woman gets pregnant, right? He already said, he was like, she got pregnant. She's having my baby. Now that's going to lead me right into how men are the ones who trap women with babies. Again, remember what the dude said in the first video. He said, the men were claiming that the woman got him to move to another city and then got pregnant. So essentially she isolated herself with the man, putting herself in harm's way, and then wanted to get pregnant with that man's child. Okay. But this is the real truth about that. So y'all remember when Deontay Kyle had said that men trap women with babies, right? Now, y'all know, if y'all been on my channel, I've been saying that shit for years. I've had whole lives about how men trap women with babies, right? But when Deontay Kyle said it, with his platform, with the platform that he has, it sent shockwaves throughout, the fucking manosphere, right? So everybody was reacting to it. This is what's really going on. Like, men know, like there's a lot of men out here that actually know exactly what Deontay Kyle was talking about.
I'm just waiting to see what y'all men reactions now gonna be. You feel me? Deontay Kyle said that, dudes out here basically trapping women with babies. And we know that's the case. Y'all know that that's happening. But I wonder how y'all gonna try to spin it now. Y'all gonna try to flip. The women be trapping men with babies, bro, to get child support and blah, blah, blah. Man, let me tell you something. Y'all dudes on TikTok, this is not happening too. There may be a section of women that's going after a certain type of man with money. It is not you dudes on TikTok that be screaming at women on panels. Y'all trying to compare yourselves to these dudes with resources. You ain't got no resources, so please stop the cap. But however, we know about dudes that will poke holes in the protection to try to get a woman pregnant. We know about dudes that be like, she fine, I might have to put a baby in her or something like that. Y'all have heard that type of stuff before. As a matter of fact, women have exposed men. I mean, men in a DMs before they even start talking about, oh, I can't even mess with you. Shoot, I'm gonna have to get you pregnant. That's a mindset that a lot of men have. So I wonder, y'all gonna say he lying this time? Everything pandering? Y'all dudes just don't like that men like Deontay Kyle be coming out and saying how it is, and he not gonna lie. Y'all want him to lie. Y'all want him to paint men to just be these good people. Hell no, men. Yeah, I know what it is. Y'all just don't like men that call out men and basically hold other men accountable. Cause y'all love to talk about women and accountability and all that BS. But when it comes to men, boy, I'm telling you, it's like water to a cat. Every time anybody critiques us men in general, y'all be like this. We can't take accountability. Oh no, he's calling us out on our BS. It's like water to a cat every time, bro. Every time, bro. Anyway, what y'all reaction gonna be this time?
Their reaction is, like in that first video, to lie. To be like, oh yeah, man, these women out here trapping us with It's always the opposite of what the truth is. Like I said in the beginning, I don't allow men to say things about women or about men that go against helping men become better people. Case in point, if men are out here lying and acting like women are the ones trapping them, aka abusing them, then men will not take accountability for abusing women. Therefore, we won't become better people. So that's why I'm gonna bring it up every single fucking time. Every single time I'm gonna call it out. That Deontay Kyle didn't say nothing wrong. Shannon didn't say nothing wrong. I ain't saying nothing wrong about this. I've never heard a woman say, I'm about to get pregnant so I can slow this man down. I've never heard a woman say that. Think about it. Think about what the fuck y'all saying. If women only want men for their resources, which that's what y'all be saying, right? Men only want women for their resources, right? Then make it make sense. Why would they want to stop a man from getting more resources? Why would they want to sit a man down? Listen to what, again, before y'all argue, listen to understand. If women only want men for their resources, because this is what y'all say, if women only want men for their resources, then why would a woman intentionally get pregnant to slow that man down? That doesn't make sense. If the assumption is she wants to sit that man down the way that the first man was alluding to, why would she do that if she wants and needs his resources? Because she has a baby now. She needs the resources. Why would a woman get pregnant when she needs the resources? If pregnancy is the thing that's going to sit a man down. That's why what I'm saying is that is the proof that you can't trap a man with a baby. The women know that. The women know that. If a woman is trying to stop a man from working and things of that nature and to control him economically, having a baby is not the way to do so. That's going to stop her, not him. He's going to make more money because he has a child. She's going to make less money because she has a child. See what I'm saying? And lastly, this is it too. So here's what it really is. It's the complete opposite of what that first guy was talking about. Men actually need women to build. Men need women to build. So it flies in the face of logic when a man says, oh, I got with some woman and she ruined my life. That's not what happened. What happened was that man had a woman that was helping him build, and he lost her chasing random women, chasing random tail. He was spending too much energy focused on other women, or he had no woman and he was spending too much energy focusing on a bunch of women, and he was impregnating a bunch of women. That could lead to disaster. But if you mean to tell me that one woman ruined you, you're a fucking lie, because this is the real truth.
I prefer a woman who can help me build. Watch this. But she's not building by herself.
I like that.
I think that there are ladies who want to say, I want to go out here in the marriage and build by myself. You go over here and you build. I have my checking account, you have your checking account, and I give you part of the mortgage. Because here's the thing, I hear a lot of ladies saying, I don't want to ask my husband for nothing. So for me, I'm like, nah, shorty, that's not what I want within my home. I want to build with you, but I don't want a builder on her own.
If you listen, I know that was some gibberish, don't get me wrong, but essentially, he is just saying he doesn't want a woman that is independent. He wants a woman that is codependent. That's what he's saying. He said he wants a woman that's codependent. And the reason why I use this video specifically was because he is saying the quiet part out loud. Nah, shorty, I don't want you to be independent. I want you to be codependent. I want you to be codependent. I don't want to be interdependent. I don't want it to be like you got yours and I got mine, and then we just come together, or I get myself together while in the relationship, which is totally plausible, and you should and could do that. And I get myself together. No. I want you to help me build. That's what this is about. So yeah, all that shit that first Joker was saying, 100% bullshit. 100% bullshit. Men need women to build. Men trap women with babies, and men try to isolate women from their support systems so that the women don't have anywhere else to go but to turn back to the man. That's the truth. That's the reality. Stop lying about that shit.